Chris Bowen is arguing the silent majority. There's a new silent majority is with him.
The majority is always silent.
I'm always problematic around any mandate because there's always all these issues and there's a swing of 3 or 4% and suddenly every policy is a mandate. So I'll say that regardless of the issue before people say I'm having a go at this one. So he says he has a full mandate on this. I guess it's interesting to look back at 2022 because I know the Liberal Party after that said, we won this, but this doesn't mean that everybody thinks we're doing a good job overall on climate and they're not concerned about it. Does this go the other way, that there are still people concerned about, regardless of what you think around renewables and so on, the rollout in particular, because that's what he was focusing on today, that still is something that's upsetting certain communities and they don't want this, resentment to build up on it?
Well, Chris Bowen has a mandate to deliver cheaper energy prices, which is what he promised, and to get rid of the subsidies. And by the time they're finished, we'll have spent $6.8 billion on subsidies. When does the government get rid of that? Because the price of electricity is going to continue to rise. One thing that we know for certain is that we haven't hit the transmission and distribution parts of your bill yet. We've only hit the wholesale price. So a big cost is on the way. And how do people swallow that? I think that, look, he has a mandate to continue on the path that he is on. It's just that the path that he is on is not being replicated around the world. So when we talk about net zero, you need to look at the countries that are actually doing it. Well, the United States isn't doing it, China's not doing it, India's not doing it, and Russia's not doing it. That's 60% of the world's emission. So what are we doing and what will it cost us become the very relevant factor. So I look forward to Chris Bowen being in this for another 3 years. I hope he lives a long life and I hope he gets to learn that in the end, physics will decide what happens, not politics.
I guess the thing on this is, well, you said he's promised cheaper prices. He didn't before this term.
Oh, well, that's just it. But that was the promise. The pledge was that this will be cheaper and this will be greener.
But then the coalition, so you can't actually figure out the counterfactual.
Look, the thing is, the problem we've got is that, and this I think is a genuine pity, is that the coalition, I like Ted O'Brien, I think he put a lot of thought and effort into this, but the coalition never made the primary argument, which is what we are doing now is going to be very expensive. Then we need to look for alternatives, and the alternative down the track might be nuclear.
Or even willing to say they're both expensive, but this one's...
They're both really expensive. There are no...
neither side will say that, oh yeah, this is expensive because this is a once-in-generation change we're trying to do quite quickly.
Mate, that is all I'm pushing for, is that people need to level with the Australian public about what the real cost of net zero is and the fact that we've only just started.
To totally change the infrastructure from where I sit, it's both expensive. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Concrete, steel, plastic, ammonia. We've got to work out.
I've got to leave it there because I know you could talk on this all day. Chris Uhlmann, thank you.